Welcome to Empower Your Pattern with President James Hendrick, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, success, confidence, and thrive coach, and renowned adversity authority. He will teach you about the principles that help you overcome the adversity of everyday life, along with the patterns of success set forth in the Word of God. So come and join us on the adventure. Let's go. Yeehaw! Hello everybody, this is Jimi Hendrick for your kind of sorta mental health break. We're going to sit down and, part of the thing in this series, Repattern, and this is where we start once again to put together the pieces of the puzzle, right? Okay. You know how 2 days ago we talked about the distracted culture and how bad it is for business, right? And how, part of the opposite of that culture is that you see yourself as an asset. Well, today we're going to put together another piece of the puzzle, if you will. Those of you who listen regularly, and you are subscribers to Pattern Realm, welcome aboard. It's kind of like I said a couple of episodes back. If you remember Pattern Realm, you're the boss's boss, right? You're partners. We're all partners together on this journey. So today we're going to be talking about business psychology for entrepreneurs. Okay, and so with that, I'd like to change a little bit from psychology to mindset. These two principles. Number one, you are an asset. And you're probably wondering, well, now, Jimmy, why are we looking at this again? Why are we looking at this again? Because this is a piece of the repatterning puzzle. The beginning episode that we had when it all comes home, I didn't have that piece of the puzzle. I just saw myself as a liability. It took really family moving away for me to begin to see myself as an asset. And it's really something that is ongoing here in Pattern Realm, because you have to see that. Say you grew up in a family where there's always been trouble on the horizon, and maybe there's been some mental health issues as a result of that. Maybe at first, as a kid, you overlooked it. It's like, well, it's just conditions of life. Then as you grew in adulthood, it's kind of like, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to tolerate this no more. Especially if you see yourself as an asset. I don't know. I woke up with that kind of determination. Because the business psychology for entrepreneurs is willing to persuade others to buy into their product or service, to buy into their entrepreneurship. It's part of persuasion. But in order to persuade, you have to look deep down and know that you're an asset. Right? And number two, take ownership. If you grew up in a family situation that is seriously tweaked on the dysfunction side, there's been trouble. There's been pain. There's been mental health challenges. And maybe like me, you've sat there and you've been depressed. And you think to yourself, how the heck am I going to overcome that? And most people, they grew up and had well-adjusted families. Well, there's a solution to that pattern realm. Number one, my spiritual family is a big help. And not just church, but, there is a family, catty corner across the street from me, that I'm very close to them. And it stays that way. There's my church family. Because here's the thing. If dysfunction clouds your ability to see yourself as an asset, then you're going to have a hard time taking charge. That sounds like you're being like a hard man. No, I'm not. Let me give you a hypothetical. Say you've grown up and everything, and you have a sibling of the same gender, and you shared a room. Ever since that gender, that brother or sibling or sister of yours has practically been born. Now, say that brother or sister has turned, 15, 16 years old. And when they like to go to bed, after a day of high school and everything, they think it should be a grand old party. But say you're like a senior in high school, and you're kind of like, hey, leave me alone. Don't be blaring that music. Now, why are you popping up here and crowding me out of space? Or, in the same vein, you have a sibling that likes to take over things. Be honest with you, that is a fear that I have. But if you see yourself as an asset and are willing to take charge, you set the boundaries for your life and say, hey, whoa. You can only go this far. And basically tell the family, hey, this is the boundary I've set. If my brother or my sister cannot respect that boundary, sorry. I've tried honoring you guys. I've tried respecting you guys. I'm trying to live the right way. But I'm not going to be doing that anymore. And sometimes knowing that you're an asset and knowing that you're taking a charge, sometimes that means walking away. Very painful, right? Okay, let's get off the subject of family. Do you remember what we talked about a couple of days ago? About the distractive culture. It's all over the news. You get hooked in. And it's the same BS. And you notice that, your mental health is going downhill. You're getting more scared and more angry. You feel like maybe you yourself are hard to deal with. Once again, it's setting up a boundary for self-care. Or say you have a friend that in some case you're always spiritually taking care of them. And you fall on the back burner. Once again, setting a boundary. So you have to know this, okay? You have to, for the entrepreneurial mindset, you need to set a boundary. So that you can be the boss's boss. If you can't set a boundary that says, hey, I'm an asset, I'm a child of God, I'm the boss's boss. If you can't set that boundary and have that mindset, you might as well cash in your chips right here and now. Because as the days goes on, particularly in October, you're going to hear me talk about dealing with the opinions of others and peer pressure. Okay, that's a big, huge problem in our culture. To be honest with you, it's a part of the distracted culture. Or shall I say, the reactive part of our culture. And folks, if you're in business and you see yourself as an asset, you see yourself as a child of God, and you see yourself as the boss's boss, you can't put up with that either. It's like you're sure setting up a lot of boundaries, Jimmy. It's not being mean. I think despite the facts of all the times that we've been going through, there's times we need to self-preserve. There's times we need to build our own faith. And step away from half the crap that's going on in D.C. and the rest of the world. Okay? But Jimmy, isn't that heartless? Not if you want to grow your business. You can't grow your business if you don't exercise some self-care and set boundaries. Right? So it's a psychology thing and a mindset thing. And you've heard me talk about it. You're an asset. You're a child of God. You're a boss's boss. So when the culture gets dysfunctional and distractive and reactive, which is the degenerate culture anyway, and you walk away, you show that you are an asset, that you're taking charge of your life, and that you are the boss's boss. That you're willing to rise above the opinions of others. That you're willing to rise above peer pressure. Oh, but Jimmy, that sounds so tough. I don't like it. How bad do you want to see yourself as an asset? How badly do you want to see yourself as a child of God that is dearly beloved? Regardless of what's going on in the world. See, that's something I've had to wade through and go through every day. And know that. And you know what? It keeps coming back in my podcast topics. Okay, so I can't ignore that. How badly do you want it? Are you willing to see yourself as an asset and take charge of your life? Or are you going to play a doormat and chip? Cash in your chips. Please don't do that when you're so much worth more. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the Pattern Realm. It's Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. I want you to go out there and build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can do what others won't. And do what others won't so you can go out there and have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you. Remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really, really love you. God bless you. Go out there and have a wonderfully blessed day.